Saw an interesting article today. It was about Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, and what it was saying is that the Trump's plan to spin off Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, there's some uncertainty in it. So let me explain for those that don't know what Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac do. Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, they deal with conventional loans, and when banks, credit unions, and mortgage companies, they originate mortgages, they then usually very quickly after originating them, they sell those mortgages to Fannie or Freddie. These are conventional loans, and then Fannie and Freddie, they bundle them together in what's called a mortgage-backed security. It's an investment tool for big investor types like pension funds and insurance companies, and they sell it. So the Fannie and Freddie, they sell them to these investors, and so it's what funds our current mortgage market. Like 100 years ago or so, if you wanted a mortgage, you'd have to go to your local bank, your local savings and loan, and get a mortgage. And the only way you'd get funded is based off of how much money they had in the accounts of all their savings accounts and checking accounts. But now our new system, it does not limit it to just that. This system, it connects all these investors, and it's not just Wall Street, it's all over the world. These entities buy these mortgage-backed securities. And what happened back is, so Fannie and Freddie used to be just private companies that were operating, and when the Great Recession came in, because what was going on, there was all these people defaulting, the government came in and took conservatorship over it, so that way these investors would be made whole, and it kind of helped stop for those that remember it clearly, all the kind of craziness that was going on in the financial markets, and so when they took conservatorship over it, I think most people probably thought it was only going to last, a couple years or a few years. But here we are about 18 years later, and Fannie and Freddie are still in conservatorship of the U.S. government. So I don't think it's a matter of if, it's more of a matter of when. But these will eventually be spun off back, so that way the government's not, doesn't over them, doesn't have conservatorship over them, and they're going to sell, the stocks back out, to individual investors, just like the other stocks in the stock market. But the thing is, which is really interesting, so Fannie and Freddie do conventional loans, and before the Great Recession, it was implied, not explicitly written, but it was implied that if something went wrong, something went really, really bad, then the government would come in and take conservatorship, and that's exactly what did happen during the recession. But it wasn't like in writing that it 100% would happen. Well, then the question is, when they go back to being private companies, are they going to leave that sort of agreement statement the same? Are they going to say, hey, it's implied that the next major financial thing that hits us, whether it's 10 years from now, 50 years from now, whenever, will the government step in? Or are they going to maybe change something and put it in writing to guarantee people that if something bad happens in the future, or when it does, I should say, that they will, in fact, come in and take over again. Because it's very possible if the switch, the IPO, when they take Fannie and Freddie and put it back out there, so that way people own it again in stocks in the stock markets. If that is not managed well, if something could go wrong, and it absolutely 100% could, it could really mix things up, make investors a little worried, They might say, hey, it's a little bit more risky than it was before to, for Fannie and Freddie and these mortgage-backed securities, so we're going to charge higher interest rates. So I know I talked a lot, but the big swing is that when Fannie and Freddie do go private, if it's not managed well, you could see a spike in interest rates. It's a real thing. It could happen. Right now, the article and the reporting saying we're not sure when it is going to happen, but it's a real interesting topic. It'll affect pretty much the entire U.S. housing market when this does happen. It can go good, it can go bad, or it can just go kind of, down the middle. But we shall see. All right, hope this was helpful.